This man collapsed at an airport when he saw who was waiting for him. An unexpected reaction. In a public place as the airport, where people get caught with different reactions while meeting their loved ones after a long absence in travel, one of the excited people had a very unordinary act when he arrived. He collapsed to his knees with tears. The passers-by were wondering about his sudden act, and what seemed to be a disturbance was in reality a meeting with his family, who he thought he'd never meet him. The effects of war. War is sweet to those who haven't experienced it, and a living evil to those who have. War demolishes peace, wrecks homes, and separates families. It's the worst that can happen to a nation. Conflicts exist harshly even in a country's own military. Lives destroyed. Wars can cause tremendous devastation to people, buildings, communities, and entire countries or regions. In some cases, the country becomes damaged, its souls get lost, infants waste, and it's innocent in peace. The South Sudan conflict. The Republic of South Sudan, the country gained its independence from the Republic of Sudan in 2011, being the newest country with widespread recognition. Juba is the capital. It's been a country with conflict between the government and civilian opposition, which made safety a rare thing looked for. Fleeing the country. With the storm of the country, fear raises high and families panic to find a refuge far from the war, damage, and violence. Alik and Dylan chose to flee with their 2 sons so they escaped the ugly reality of the country. Unfortunately, their plan did not go as they intended. Dylan was separated from Alik and his 2 children, while a third one was on the way. A journey to a new world. Relocation to the United States was the priority offered to the families, but with a bad luck, Alik and Dylan lost their marriage papers during violence happened back at their home. So Dylan was considered a single father who has no priority to reach to America. He was in the last of the list. However, Alik was a mother of 2 children, so her given destination was Texas. A family divided. Alik wisely thought of her sons, one of the best they can have. Tough is the situation, but her strength was forced to be on and be ready to face leaving her husband behind. The chances of her seeing him again were so small. Desperate for his family. Meanwhile, after trying to find a solution, Dylan found himself in refuge camp in Egypt. He tried so hard to reveal that he's married and got separated from his family, but his attempts to explain were rejected since nothing can prove his words. He felt so frustrated, especially when he thinks about his children who are growing already without their dad. A miracle happens. Alik, Hall, and Jameson tried everything to get back Dylan, but no one was able to help him due to his classification as a single man. One night, while Alik and her children were preparing themselves for church, happy news arrived and made them change destination from church to airport. Confusion, shock, and happiness were all there when they've been told that Dylan was arriving on a flight that evening. Running to dad. After 4 years of absence and missing, the time was up for meeting the dad and a ruined family once again. When they entered the airport, they picked the right spot to greet him, and they stayed excited and anxious. Waiting for him seemed for eternity. But once he appeared through the passenger, the sons couldn't hold their patience and went running to him. The hugs and tears were endless and full of love. Then he pulled his wife into his arms with much love and joy. Dylan and Alik thanked the volunteers who helped gather this loving family.